Good morning, guys. Before starting the section, any doubts? Yes. Good morning, guys. Any doubts before starting the session?
Ma'am, one doubt.
Yes.
Yeah. So for live and the extract and we call for extract is the incremental refresh or normal refresh?
See, that is what I said. See, in companies, that depends on you. Like, what is that you are looking for? On the same data source, we kept like on daily basis, we keep that incremental refresh once in a month or once in a week based on the data. So they generally in companies they'll do full refresh.
Okay.
Both will happen in real time.
Okay. So it is a regular basis. We will call as a incremental refresh, and normally it is a scheduled refresh.
Yes, yes.
Yeah. Thanks.
Both will be scheduled, but on the same data source, one is incremental, one is total refresh.
Okay. Done. Thanks.
Yes, sir. Any other doubts, guys? Okay. If no doubts, then I'm starting the session. Will that be fine? Let me stop sharing. 1 second, guys. I'm stopping this. Okay. Now, let us start our discussion. What is our discussion? Yesterday, we are discussing the scenarios. Now, okay, let us talk about saving the workbook. Okay. Now, what is meant by saving this workbook? Yesterday we have created one book one, right? So this yes, this is empty. Okay, now I'm connecting to the same book one that we created yesterday. Now, field value. Now, what is that? I'm building some reports based on the data source that I'm having. The data source is on the desktop of my machine. Now, I developed some report. And this is the data source path. Now, what is that I'm doing? I'm saving this work. What is meant by saving this work? Either pressing this save button here or go to file and save will help you, or else simply a Control S will help you to save the work. Okay. Now under my Tableau repository, and I'm going to this workbook, and here I'm saving this. I'm saving it as July 1. Okay. Now this is not about the file name that we are talking. What is the save as type in Tableau? So what is this save as type? Now we are saving this as Tableau workbook. The extension is .twb. When we are saving the workbook in the form of .twb, just observe, I'm saving this, guys. I'm not doing anything. I'm just saving this workbook. Yes, I saved my work, right? Now I'm closing this. Where I saved this? Under documents, my Tableau repository, workbooks. Under that, July 1. Yes or no? This one. When I'm saving this, after some time, when I'm trying to open this, am I able to open this? One second. Am I able to open my report? Yes, perfectly. I'm able to open my report. I'm closing one more time, guys. I'm closing this. So where is my data source path? Under my machine on desktop. On this desktop, I'm having So this is my book one. So now what is that I'm doing? On the same desktop, I'm having some new folder. Under that, I'm saving this. What is meant by this? By changing this, the source path, what you mentioned here while saving your workbook. So while saving your workbook, what is that you are saying? You saved this workbook. Under that, from where the data has come? Data has come from the place like on the desktop. I'm having book one. From that, you got your data. So that is how you develop this report. Now, what is that I'm doing? I changed the path from this desktop to some other on the same, but the path will be changed or not. From desktop to new folder 4. The path has changed here. Now, I'm opening the same report that I just created. Am I able to get my data? Am I able to get my view? But something I'm getting here, field and value. So what are field and value, guys? Field and value is the metadata, data about data. What is that you are consisting in your data? That details are coming here. But are you able to see the data here? No, because in TWB format, as long as the source is available in, even here also you are getting this red exclamation mark. You're able to see this, right? Now directly it is asking you that I want to show you one thing, but why it is not coming here? So, let me come back to this. Now see, you're able to see, right? Could not find referenced file. You said that on users under Dell desktop, on the desktop, you said that book one will be available. So that is your source. So with this, you built this view. Now that is not available. Where you mentioned the path, in that path, now that is not available. Money. Do you want to replace it with another file? If I click on S, then where is my data? My data is available under new folder 4. So here now I am taking this book one, the same data, the path has changed. That is why again I'm referencing to the file where the path, to which the path has changed. And now I'm opening this. Now am I able to take this? Am I able to view the CW? Yes. Now I'm saving this workbook, guys. When I click on this save, what is that you are doing? This source, whatever the source that you mentioned, now it will be to what? It will be under new folder 4. It is not on the desktop. It will be under new folder 4. Now I am clicking on this save, guys. I'm closing this. And once again, when I open this, am I able to open this perfectly? Why? Because where you mentioned the source path, there the data is available. That is why you are able to. That is why you are able to see what is that it is happening. Now, what is that I'm doing here is that again I'm going through this desktop. This time I know it will never happen in real time, but I am deleting. Sorry, I'm changing the source path. Again, I'm changing the source path. Again, what? When I go to this view, again, when I open, again, you will face the same issue. Again, what is the issue? Only metadata is getting loaded. You are unable to see the view. Why? Again, you are getting exclamation. Why? Again, where you mentioned that the data is available in the source path, there the data is not there. See, now you said that on desktop, new folder 4 is there. Under that book 1 is there. You said this is the referenced file, but now it is not there. Can you want to replace it with another file? There was a problem connecting to sheet 1 of data source. Do you want to locate your file? Okay, so that is what it is asking. That means what is that we can conclude out of this? As long as where you mentioned your data is available in the source path, if the data is available in that path, then you can open your TWB files. one more statement. I'm changing the, I'm giving the same statement in different context. Now, this is the work, this is the dashboard that our worksheet, dashboard, workbook, whatever that I have developed with this data source, guys. Now, I am not giving this data source to you. I'm just giving only this TWB file. Will you be able to open this workbook? Why? You can't open this workbook. Why? Because this data is with me. Whatever that is helping to build this visualizations, that data is with me. Amen. Yes. So now what is it? Here, as long as the data is available with me, I shared only this TWB file with you. Will you be able to open this? You can't open this. Why? Because that source with which you built this visualization, that source is not available with you. Again, I'm telling one more context, guys. The third context, the third statement I'm giving you. You are working, we both are working on the same project, guys. You have this data. Being a manager, I have this data. We both, you developed this report. As the data is confidential or you don't want to share the data multiple times, I had a copy of this data at my end. You have the copy of this data at your end. You developed this report. You shared this report with me. Then will I be able to open this file by giving the source where I'm having the data in my machine? Yes or no? Three different contexts on the same TWB. Why? Because when we will go with TWB, when we need, there is other file type when we will go with TWBX. Guys, can you give me 1 minute, guys? 1 minute, I'll be back. Okay, sorry guys, I'm back. Now, so this is about TWB, TWB, guys. Now let us talk about TWBX. Okay, so what is TWBX? Let us talk about. Any doubts on TWB? Okay, let us come to doubts part next. That is fine. Okay, once we complete about TWB, TWBX, let us have the doubts part. Okay, now I'm saving this workbook. That means the path is onto the desktop. Okay, now I'm closing this. Now what? I'm taking one more time. I'm taking Tableau. I'm taking this report. I am building this report using this book one. Now I am taking this sheet one. I am building this visualization. I am saving this workbook. This time let us save it as July 1. Now here I am taking it as TWBX. Now see, I'm saving this workbook, guys. In which format I have saved this? .twbx format. TWBX means Tableau packaged workbook. What is meant by Tableau packaged workbook? What is TWB? Tableau workbook. This is what? This is Tableau packaged workbook. Now I'm closing this. Let me open my documents, my Tableau repository. I'm just opening workbooks, guys. Now, if you see, whichever has saved in the form of TWBX, there you are getting this bundle sort of image. You are able to see, differentiate between TWB and TWBX, right? If it is TWB, then here it is saving in the form of simple, this image like this. If it is TWBX, you are getting this one. Now here, again, what is the difference between TWB and TWBX? Now, where is my data source? My data source is on this desktop. Now I'm changing the data source from desktop to new folder 4, where I mentioned the path while saving this workbook. There the data is not available. Even then, I'm opening this. Now see, what is that? Are you able to open your report? Perfect. Huh? Now, so this is what I'm doing. What is that I'm doing? I'm just deleting the data source. So which will never happen in real times, but let us delete this data source. Now here I'm opening this report. Now, am I able to open the report? How I'm able to open the report? Because when you are saving your data in the form of TWBX, what is the Tableau is doing? Let me right click on July 12 that we have just created. Here you are having one option called unpackage. What is meant by this unpackage? Now see, whatever that it helped to create this packaged workbook, all the content will be shown here. Now here, what is this July 12 TWBX is consisting of? This July 12 TWBX is consisting of July 12 TWB file and the data that is used to create this TWB file. Yes or no? Now, is this data is existing still and is there it is available on my machine? No, now it is not available on my machine. Still, I can able to open this. Now, again, if I right click on this July 1, which I have created it as TWB, not TWBX. If you right click, if you open this with Notepad, here TWB file is got saved in the form of XML coding, guys. You're able to see that XML coding, right? XML version, all these things. Now, let me right click on July 12th and try to open that with Notepad. Are you able to understand anything? No. Tableau will write its own script to save your TWBX. And even after getting your TWBX, that means whatever that it helped to create the view, the data and other stuff, whatever that is. So it is holding the data also. Still, if you can observe, what is the type, what is the size of this TWBX file, guys? 12 KB. Yes or no? What is the size of this July 1st, guys? 16 KB. Which one is taking highest memory? TWB file is taking highest memory. TWBX is not taking, is taking less memory because it is writing its own script to save the workbook. Yes or no? Now, if you have any doubts, what is meant by this TWBX, guys? Whatever that you are sending, whatever TWBX you are sending along with your Tableau workbook, your data source will also go. Okay.
Ma'am, I have a quick question here.
Yes.
Uh, Now, when we are saving as a package like .twbx,
Yes.
it is also creating all the required data that was used earlier by any of the developers or some user who had already worked. So ideally, uh, you know, it should take more space, right?
That is what
And the,
Tableau is writing its own script.
Mhm.
Here, what is TWB? How TWB is saving in the form of XML?
As a XML, yeah.
Do you have the same sort of saving in TWBX?
No.
No, that is what Tableau is writing its own script in saving the work.
So usually, let's assume that I have created a workbook, and the source information consists of 40 lakhs records. So now, in this case, still does the Tableau continue? If in case if I continue to save it as
That is again one more point I need to say. Here, my intention is that every time it will be saved in less memory. Might be it is saving more memory. That depends on the data size.
data. Oh,
Not in every case, but why I'm discussing that point here is that Tableau will write its own script when saving your TWBX file.
okay,
So it
understood.
is not something like it is having its XML or something. Okay.
Got it.
Yeah, that is my intention.
Oh, understood.
Okay. Yeah. Any other doubts, guys? Before starting the other topic. And one more point I need to discuss here. What is that means? Whatever that you are seeing here, whatever that topic of saving the workbook comes here, this will be entirely different from saving your workbook or publishing your workbook to the server. There the topic is entirely different. That is another part of in that we will never call it as saving the workbook, we call it as publishing the workbook. Okay, this is only till the part that when we are developing the report.
Ma'am, when multiple developers are assigned to on a single project, probably I'll be completing phase one and I'll pass it over to the X person. Now,
Yes.
in these cases, do we continue to save it as .twbx?
Yeah, same .twbx only, but here how versions to version. For example, here you are working in US timings, I am working in Indian timings, IST timings. You developed some report till some extent in US timings. You passed on it to me, and from there onwards I'll take that. Or else, for example, in the same Indian timings, you and me both are working. So on the same report, might be we are developing that how data will be, how work we will divide in real times means either the sheets assigned or the part of dashboard will be assigned or dashboard in a whole will be assigned. You can't develop the same report I'm developing, right? So what is that we will do once you develop your report and you have developed your report with same data source, I have developed the report with same data source. Even then, when you are taking your report, your data source will be added as one more data source here. Let me open this. Let me tell you a few things. Here, we have developed the same here. Let us save. I'm saving it as. I'm doing the save as. The same. I'm saving it as July 12th A. Now, on this July 12th A, you are working. On this July 12th, okay, now this is the report that you have developed. Then how will I bring that report here? Here, what is that we will do here is that in real time, what is that we will do? Now, whatever the dashboard or content, whatever that is there, we will copy this. We will bring it here. Or there are ways, guys. There are many ways. One such is that. So how we will bring one second. Now here, I brought the same content here. When I'm bringing the same content here, when I'm bringing the same content here, with sometimes your data source will get duplicated here. So the same sample superstore, let me show you. I'll show you after this, guys. Once we are having, so as the data is very much like very few data sources. Now we'll open sample superstore, right? At that time, I will show you how we will get that. There are situations like you will develop your report and publish that to the data source, and I will develop my report and publish the data source in the publish the dashboard in the same projects.
Okay.
I'll show you. Okay, yeah, tell me.
One follow-up question. Now, in this case, you have saved your data on your desktop. So, for the obvious reasons, the person who had resumed developing, will not have access to the desktop, right? So, assume we are creating the data set and placing in a common shared drive where you and me have access to it. In that case, would I be able to work under TWB?
Yes, you can able to work on TWB as long as you have data access. As long as there is no data privacy between you and me, then we can go with TWB.
Got
and
it.
altogether, this TWB and TWBX, these concepts, that is what I'm saying. When comes to your publishing or saving your work under server, altogether these two topics will come in a different way. Okay, what is that? We'll see there. But here also I want to show you one more thing. What is that? I'll show you now. Okay. Till this point, you're clear? TWBX.
Yeah, ma'am. It's clear.
Okay. You're clear, right? Now I'm closing this, guys. I'm starting my discussion about the scenarios. And one more point I need to show you. I'll remember and I'll show you. Now, let us go to the scenarios. So yesterday we have spoken about this average discount and we have spoken about default properties. Let me talk about, before starting this scenario, let me talk about few things here, guys. I'm taking, this is not the scenario, guys. I'm just giving you some concept here. I'm taking subcategory, I'm taking sales, guys. Subcategory wise sales I'm taking. Now, I'm bringing subcategory to the color. What is that I'm doing? I'm bringing subcategory to the color. Can you draw any conclusion out of this view? It is just looking like a simple rangoli. Other than that, no conclusion driven statement we are passing here in the view. Yes or no? Each one is taking one individual color. With this, can you draw any conclusion with color coding? So you might say that, how can we draw any conclusion out of color coding? Obviously, we can draw, that I'll discuss, but with this view, can you draw any conclusion about color coding? I'm not asking the length of the bar. With the color coding, you can't get any conclusions because each individual dimensional field member is taking one color, which is not giving any output from this. Rather, giving the dimension into the color, if I add whichever measure I used here to develop this report, even let me clear out the sort also. So now I sorted this view, I cleared the sorting. So how to do that one, I'll show you. There is separate concept on sorting. Now I am taking this sales, guys. I am bringing this sales to color. Now, by looking at this view, can you draw any conclusion out of this? We can draw. Why? Because here, when you are adding your when you are adding your measure to the color, the continuous color coding is happening from the least value that is available in your data in this view. What is the least value that is available, guys? 3024 for fastener. From here onwards, it start allocating the color to the thick blue color, which is given to the highest value of the subcategory. Which is giving highest value. These fonts are giving highest value with 3 lakh. That is why thick blue color is coming to this, next thick blue color is coming to this. As you are moving forward, as you are progressing towards, as you are coming down like this, the thickness of the blue is like it is getting the lighter shades. Now, if you want to edit the colors, the colors are not available in the form of color palettes. These are called diverging colors. When you will apply this diverging of coloring means when you take any measure to your color, then the options will be coming like this. Here, if I select red and blue, red and green, something means the color coding will happen right from the red color, thick red color. As you are moving towards that highest value, as you are moving further, this red color is coming to lighter red color. Now in the middle, you are getting this some sort of gray color. From here onwards, light blue and thick blue. With this, can you conclude any, can you give any conclusion out of this? Obviously, right? So the thick red means the least value. The thick blue means the highest value. Yes or no? So,
Ma'am, is it like it's always good to get a scale or a measure into the colors so that it will have some meaningful inferences out of it?
yes, in real times, in 99.99 cases, there is no such scenario. There might be very few scenarios where you add your dimensions to your color.
Oh.
It is always and always bringing your measure to the color. Why? Because this color coding can give you some sort of output out of this, right? So is it what you are asking?
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, you got it.
Yeah, so that is how we follow. Even see, it is not about the color coding that we are following here, guys. How you are handling your analytics, how you are talking about your statistics of the data. So the path, the journey is just, it is about Tableau, but once you are progressing towards the other topics like data analytics, whatever that you go, the color coding is one such important part in your visualization. So why should I go with coloring of the measure? Because always and always it will give some output out of this. Okay. Any doubts till this? Okay. No. Now why I'm discussing this? Okay. Okay. Now why I'm discussing this scenario? You need to know here. So that is, and one more point is, let us talk about that point also here. What is that? Here, I developed this report, guys. Again, I'm opening another sheet for some other reference. So what is that I'm taking? Just don't worry about anything. I am taking state-wise sales, and again, I'm bringing sales to the color. Again, what is that? Here, my intention is that I want to take red and blue here. But again, when I'm building the new report, when again I'm bringing sales to the color, what is the color it is taking? Again, it is taking the shades of blue. Diverging blue color it is taking. My intention is that throughout this workbook, wherever I am using the coloring, wherever I am using sales into the color, there it needs to take this red and blue. That is my intention. But every time, again, go to edit colors, go to this and change these colors. No, right? Instead, go to the sales under data pane, go to the default properties. Here you are having the color option. By default, the color is taking as blue. Now, if I go to that red and green, whatever that color you want, just assign it to this. Now here you are getting this. Okay. As the value variation, now see here, what is that? Here when it is started giving the coloring, the values are coming from 1210. As you are moving further, the variation between the values are too high. You're able to see this, right? From 920 to this. That is why as the difference between the values of this is coming like this, now it is giving you the values like this. Okay. Now, why we are defining this now? Even if you go to any default properties, any color, by default it will be blue. If you want to define anything, you can define it here. Okay. Now, Even for the dimensions also, for example, wherever I am bringing region to the color, if I bring region to the color, every time what is that it is happening here, the highest is taking the gray color. I want to take this as green color. Even let me show you one more thing. I'm editing this color, guys. If you come to the color palettes, so these are called color palettes. When you take any dimension to the color, these are called color palettes. When you take any measure to the color, that is called diverging of colors or continuous colors. Now, even if you come to this part, even in the color palettes, you are able to see this blue, right? If I assign this to all these shades of blue, now what is it I'm getting? It is also more similar, like you are taking your measure to the color. Yes or no? So, but this is diverging of color. Is it considering the highest value or the least value? If it is yes, then after this thick blue color, this blue color should be assigned to this. It is just giving the colors randomly based on the line that it is following. Okay, it is not taking any measure into consideration. Now, even if you want the colors to be defined at any given point of time, if you take region to the color, if you want the same color to be taken, then go to region, default properties, come to color. Now here, what is that color you are defining? Just assign that. Now here for west, I'm taking it as green instead of gray. Now these colors will be applicable wherever you are taking. Now this time I'm taking region wise profit. I'm bringing region to the color. What are the colors it is taking? Whatever that you have defined as default properties, those colors will be coming here. Okay. So these are some few points, guys. Now let us talk about this scenario. What is this scenario? This is also very much important, guys. So what is this? Design two views in two sheets to display sum of order quantity, average of order quantity per subcategory. Guys, every time I'm taking subcategory, so here, every time I'm taking subcategory that I don't like subcategory. It is not some partial or something else. Here, when I'm taking any region, here only 4 marks are there. When I want to show something clearly, as the data, less amount of dimensions are available, I can't show you clear. If I take state or something, here the values are more like 49 or 50. So to show any content clearly, I'm having enough number of values under subcategory. That is why again and again I'll take subcategory, guys. Okay. Now here, what is that we are talking? Here they are asking subcategory wise, sum of order quantity they want. In another sheet, they want average of order quantity. One with circle symbol, other with square representation. Try to show the size variations. So what is first we will develop one report this subcategory sum of order quantity per subcategory with circle symbols. So what is that? Now I got subcategory. Now I got order quantity. By default, what is the chart type that Tableau will gives you? Obviously the bar chart. But what is that you want here? I want the circle here. From where I can change this? I can change this in the marks card. Yes or no? Now I'm changing this in the marks card. Now I'm getting these circles. Now here, okay, I'm not taking the values, guys. Just tell me by looking at this view, which one is giving you the highest sales, which one is giving you the least order quantity, guys. So randomly, but here with this value, we can understand. But randomly, when we are having the values like this, so more number of values like this, you can't differentiate which one is giving you highest sales, which one is giving you least sales, because the Size of the circle, even here I'm having this size. If I go to increase this size, all the circle sizes are getting increased. But here I can't show the variation, which one is highest, which one is least. To show the variation, bring your measure to the size window. I'm bringing the measure to the size window. With this, what is that it is happening? The least order quantity is taking the less size, whereas the highest order quantity is taking the highest size. If you increase the size, relatively the size will increase. But that means here if this size is increasing, then this size will also increase as well. Relatively the size will increase. But you are able to show the variation, right? Which one is giving highest, which one is giving least. Okay. Now how we develop this report, guys? I'm clearing the sheet. I'm doing one more time. I brought the subcategory. I brought the sales. I brought this. I changed this to circle. Now here, what is that we learned in the starting days, guys? In the first day, whenever you bring any measure, that measure will gives you an access. Yes or no? When the measure is giving you an access, here I'm a sorry. Here, based on the values that I'm taking here, what is that fasteners is having? What is fasteners value? 3024. On this scale of access, where this 3024 will come, guys? Here will come. In our childhood days, we used to have in 8th or 9th, we used to have these graphs where the price against the product or something. We used to draw one X mark and we used to draw a circle and we used to draw the lines like this. The same is happening here. Whatever the value against to the dimension, that value is coming and sitting at that place. Why it is coming here at 1 lakh? The value is 1,49,000, which will be in between 140K to 160K. Yes or no? That is why the value is coming at this point. That is how this view is coming. Yes. Now I'm bringing the sales to the size. Now this is how we are building the view. Yes or no? Now again I'm clearing the sheet, guys. Again I'm building the same report. Again I'm building the same report. What is that I'm doing? Did I take anything on the view? No, I haven't taken anything on the view. Before bringing anything itself, this automatic T, I'm changing it to circle, guys. Before taking anything, I have taken this as circle. I'm bringing subcategory. Earlier, what is that you got here, guys? When it is T, I'm again clearing the sheet. In normal cases, when you bring subcategory, what is that you are getting? You are getting ABC. Now, I'm changing this to circle. I'm bringing this subcategory. Now, directly you are getting the circles here. Directly I'm bringing the sales here. Now I'm bringing the sales to the size. Okay. Now to show that, see here, if I don't increase the size, they are looking like some dots. To show them clearly. Sorry. Yes. No confusion, guys. What is that? Here, when you swap your rows, which is giving you the best feasible solution while presenting the data? So will this be able to understood by the end user or will this be able to? Why? Because when you are swapping, the reference is coming to your, see, altogether your axis is coming like this. Can he refer to the value like this or not? Will it, if this is feasible, if this is feasible, that decision will be entirely in your hands. So when you're presenting it, the end user might ask you, based on that, you will change. There is no confusion, guys. So even if you want to take your subcategories like this, when the best is that when you are having some circles or some squares or some shapes here, then it is the best thing is that take your subcategory to the rows so that you can address which one you are showing here. When I can go with this means when you are having the bar charts instead of this. See, bar charts means directly here why these bars are coming like this means sales got added to the size. If I take out that, then here every bar is of equal size. Now here, as the bar is starting from this point and it is coming like this, the reference either it is in the horizontal direction or in the vertical direction, this will be one and the same. But when you are having any sort of view like this, I'm pressing Ctrl Z, guys. So here, when you want to see something, just give the headers or the addresses at this point. That comes with your experience, guys. Don't worry. So which means what that decision will be yours and the end users. Yes, output and the way that you are presenting. Here you don't get any bar to address this, that it is coming from this point to this point. In that case, give the value of your headers here like this. Okay. Yeah. Now here again, I'm coming back to this, guys. Again, I cleared the sheet. Again, I have the same requirement. I haven't gone to the second requirement, guys. Still, I'm at the same requirement. What is that? Again, I want to build the same sum of order quantity per subcategory with circle symbol. Now, I'm bringing subcategory, guys. I'm just taking it to the I swapped the view so that I got subcategory to the columns. I haven't taken anything. I have just taken it to the entire view. Now, I'm bringing this order quantity. Instead of, I'm not taking this order quantity into the rows. Directly, I'm dropping order quantity into the size. And here, I forgot one thing, guys. Here, I have taken the subcategory to the columns. I am taking here the marks as circle. Now, I am bringing order quantity not to the rows, but directly I am dropping in the size. I built the same view, guys. You asked me something, I built. Whether you want in this way or the other way, that decision is, as an end user, that decision is yours. See, I'm building the same report. Subcategory wise, order quantity. I'm bringing order quantity to the size. Both are giving you the details about sum of order quantity. Which yes. Yeah, that is what my explanation not completed about this. Okay, give me 2 minutes. So both are giving the same output. Which one you are choosing as an end user, he will take the decision, or being the visualization developer, you will take the decision. Okay, based on your requirement. But what is the difference between these two, guys? Both are giving me the same output, right? But then what is the difference between sheet 4 and sheet 5? What is that means? Here, what is that we learned? When you bring your measure to the rows or columns, then only you will get some access here. Yes or no? Then only you will get some access here. Let me not sort the view. When I'm not having this quantity under columns, I'm not having quantity under columns, then is there any way that I can have access here? I'm just having the dimensions. All these are my dimensional field members. What is the value it is holding? For to show that in the form of circles, I have chosen the circle from the marks card. And what is that? I want to show the size variation. If I don't take this, everything like you are showing it as subcategory. That's it. The circle symbol is coming. But as I want to talk something about sum of order quantity, I am bringing sum of order quantity to the size. This is what I am getting here. What is the difference between sheet 4 and sheet 5? In sheet 5, as you brought your measure to the columns, it is producing the axis. Where the value is coming on that axis, here it is giving you the reference. For example, labels is holding some value like this. Furnishing. Furnishings is holding some value like this. Where that value is coming on this axis, there it is showing the value. Here, to show that variation or to plot your circles here and there like this, do you have any axis here? No, you don't have any axis. So both are giving you the same outputs. Clear? Everyone?
Yes. One quick question, ma'am.
Yes.
Yeah, is it possible to highlight the color which is less than 2000 or 4000 like that?
Yeah, that here we are having some that question is different, guys. That question it comes in later topics. Okay. Now there are few things that we need to talk about. That don't worry, I'll show you. Color coding is one such thing. We will have the discussion throughout the journey, guys.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, I'll talk about that clear.
One quick question.
Yes.
Now, probably the end user who had asked us to develop something, might not have that expertise in terms of choosing appropriate visualization, right? In that case, probably we need to recommend them.
Yes. I'll
Yeah.
come to that point also. See, end user, what is that gives the end user to take the decision? When you're presenting this, he will, if he is not feeling comfort, he will say, like, he is illiterate to Tableau. He doesn't know anything when compared, when comes to Tableau's topics or whatever that you are presenting. But the decision how you will take is that, well, will this reading that you are showing here, is this feasible to show or is this feasible to show? Again, let me talk in terms of dashboard comparisons or dashboard. So this is advanced, this is dashboards, guys. How to build these dashboards, we will see later. So I'm directly taking this. Now, when you are presenting your data in some based on the space that you are having, will this be feasible for you? Will this be feasible for you? Again, presenting your data depends on many factors, guys. The space that you are taking, the decision making that you are taking. If it is giving you for some of them, it might gives the fast decision making analysis can be done fast in this sort of views. For some of them, the decision making should come in a detailed manner, which is plotting where. And even let me add quantity to the color also. Now what? See here, which one is giving you the feasible output when you're, at the sheet level, everything looks like fine. But when you're presenting, which one is giving you the best analysis to draw some conclusion out of this? Take that decision and present that data.
Okay. So, ma'am, is there any methodology like the appropriate graph need to be used at certain times? Is there any?
So that is what in show me charts, in an advanced charts, we discussed few points regarding that. But here, when you are having huge amount of data, when you want to present, then obviously, guys, in real times now, let me tell you, when it is an executive dashboard, when it is talking about their business, they are least bothered about these, whatever that you are present. Mostly our data will be present. Sometimes we will use donuts, sometimes we will use pie charts, sometimes we will use bar graphs. These are the ones we will take very rare. These are the these sort of views that we will take is very rare. Why? Because end of the day, the end user is not looking at your presentation. What is the conclusion he can draw out of it? That is what he'll do. See, for example, when you are presenting here, he will look at state-wise sales, something you are showing. Now here, the same state-wise sales, if I show it in the form of circles, it is very cluttery or clumsy. Why? Because all these circles and all these things, na? So they may not feel comfortable in looking at these values like this. When you are having more number of values, it is always suggested to go with bar charts.
Got
So
it.
when you are
Got it.
having less number of values, that circles, shapes, all these things will come into picture. So you will understand, guys. Don't worry. Okay. Now here, what is that we are discussing here? These two are giving me the same output. Which one to take? That decision is yours. And here in real times, guys, it is not that today you will get one requirement. Tomorrow, by end of tomorrow, you need to present it perfectly to 100% extent. No. Any dashboard will go phase by phase. Once you present your data, then the discussion comes. Is there any alternate way? Can I present that in a better performance? Can I present it in a better way? So all these discussions will come phase by phase. In some of the companies, they will not have design docs also. Generally, how you will get your requirements in real time, guys? You will have your design docs. So this is the dashboard. For example, this is the dashboard I'm looking for. Like they'll mention by statements. For each of the statement here so that topic's not yet completed, guys. But let me give you where the subcategories are giving me greater than 1 lakh sales. Show me for states which are giving top 10, which are standing in the top 10 positions, and for those countries which are having the profit of greater than 1 lakh or greater than 2 lakh. For the customers who have done that recent transactions and they haven't done the transaction from last 5 months or 6 months or 1 year, 2 years, all this data I want to present. So the requirement comes step by step. They will not give you the statement and they will not just leave like that. What are all the dimensions that are required and what are all the tables that from which these dimensions are coming from? And generally, what is the view they are expecting? They will build that view. In some cases, they will build that view in Excel. Most of the cases, they will build that view in Excel. They will give you the design doc. You will develop your reports and you will present it to the end user. That is how the workflow will go. In some cases, some situations like in my company, they'll keep one meeting. In the morning, they'll say something like that. What is the requirement? In the end of the day also, I'll have one call. I'll show what is that we have developed. And again, tomorrow also the same mouth-to-mouth conversation or meeting-to-meeting conversations. That happens in some situations, but in 90% situations, you will get your design docs. Okay, clearly you will get, guys. Don't worry about a single point. Why? Because directly I'm using orders table, guys. Who knows what in real time? Which data is coming? What is the table? And you are not the only, you will not be the only resource to know everything, right? Database, guys, will be exclusively for database. So from where the data is coming, you don't know the flow of the data. You need to take the help of the database guy and you need to build your reports. It is not that, do I need to ask this? I kept 4 years back. Will he be able to, like, they'll catch me up if I ask this question or not? Don't hesitate, guys. No one will catch you with anything. Unless you are foolish enough to prove yourself that you are fake, no one will come and question your, like, whether your experience. So how the data flows, how you will come to know, guys. You are not the database guy. You are not the data warehousing guy. Okay. That is why when you have any small sort of doubt when it comes to your databases, don't hesitate to ask that question. Okay. That is my simple and humble request. Don't think that you are keeping from some 3 or 4 year fake. There is no such scenario that fake person or real person. You have the common sense or you have that basic common sense of understanding the problem or not. That is what keeps you as expertise. That's it. And here we haven't finished the question, guys. And here I have this scenario. I haven't completed this one. Average of order quantity. Now, how to get this average of order quantity? Again, to get that average of order quantity, I need to take one new sheet. I'm taking subcategory. I need to have average of order quantity and right click, and like this we are getting, right? Again, right from the beginning, I'm building this sheet, right? But here instead, I have developed something to some extent here. If I duplicate, I need the same sort of content here. The sum of quantity, instead of sum of quantity, I want to change it to average. But the content will be same, few modifications. Then instead of building it from right from the beginning, in real times also, what is that we'll do? We will right click on the existing sheet and duplicate the sheet that you are having. When I click on this duplicate sheet, you will get it as sheet 5 of 2. Now here, the same you are getting. What is that you need to do? Here from circle to square, I'm changing. Why? Because in scenario, average of order quantity, one with circle symbol, other with square representation. That is why I'm taking it as square. Now I changed it to square, but here the aggregation I want it as average. Here also I want it as average. Here also I want it as average. So instead of building it right from the beginning, why I'm getting more similar sort of squares here? The size variation is not that much, because if you observe, the average of quantity is more in between this 3 to 4 only. You're able to see, right? 3.8, 3.8, 3.8, 3.4. Only one is 4.2. The average order quantity is that. How the averages will be calculated here? When I'm taking this, how the averages will be calculated? If you go to the data, where you are having your accessories, for example, this is my subcategory and this is the quantity that I'm having. Now here, when I sort this view, when click on this here at the name, here at the header of the name here, if you click on that, it will sort the view in this also. Now when I click on this, I'm getting these accessories. So how many times I'm getting these accessories? All these values will be added, divided by number of times it is getting occurred. Why I'm saying this clearly, I know many of you know this, how average will be calculated, but the same discussion will come in LODs, how you are calculating average or something at the view level of detail calculations. In that, if you want to understand that concept, you need to know the basic behavior, how data will be calculating this average. That is why I'm showing. Might be some of you are not aware of how that will be calculated. Okay. Now, try state-wise number of customers. So what is this scenario? This is also very, whatever the scenario that we are discussing here, guys, all the scenarios are very much important. Practice these, please. Now I'm taking state, guys. That is fine. Even though, one more point, guys, even though if you are able to see that here at the state, you are getting this globe symbol. What is meant by this globe symbol, guys? Globe symbol means here you are having, you are talking about the geographical data. When you are having this geographical data, can I take the geographical fields or the dimensions in the normal format? Normal format means, can I get the headers here? Yes, obviously. When you drag it like this as row into the rows, just like any other dimension, these geographical dimensions will also gives you the headers. Okay, these are coming as headers. Now, give me one answer. Do you have any measure with number of customers? No, there is no direct measure that is available which is showing me number of customers. No, but in your database, do you have any field called customer ID? So whoever the customer belongs to that state, for each of the customer ID, one customer ID will be produced. Obviously, right? So one customer ID will be produced. If I count this number of customers, then obviously I will get the state-wise number of customers. Yes or no? Here, obviously, when I take this customer ID, what is this customer ID, guys? First of all, customer ID is a dimension. Again, I am using one dimension against another dimension, but what is that I'm doing here? I am bringing customer ID either to rows or columns. That is your wish, guys. Now here, I don't want this as a dimension like this. What is that I want to do here? Whatever the customer IDs I'm getting. For in Alabama, these many customers has done the transaction. I'm getting all these customer IDs. Now what I want instead of this, I want this count of customers. Then right click on the customer ID. Here also you are having one option of measure. Then here I am taking count distinct of customer ID. Why I'm taking count distinct here? Why I'm not taking count? Here might be you are here again. I have shown you right yesterday. If you take the same dimension measure one next to each other, the view will be coming like this, which you can't draw any conclusions out of this. That is why I'm bringing measure to the columns. Now, what is my question? Why I have taken count distinct instead of count, guys? See, a simple, that is what I'm saying, the basic common sense. You are one customer. There is one shop next to your house. In the morning, you went to your shop to get your milk, to get milk. After 1 hour, your mother asked to bring some atta or something. Again, you went. Again, after some time, you want to have something else. Again, you went to the shop. In the evening, again, you went to the shop. How many times you went to the shop? You have done 4 transactions in one day. Yes or no? For each one, each time you are going, you are bringing something. But you are only the person, right? Then when the shop person wants to count the number of customers that are coming to his shop, will he consider you for 4 times or 1 time? Only 1 time, right? Yes, am I
Yeah.
clear or
Yes.
not confusing you, right?
No, that's clear, ma'am. Actually, only one
Only once you
time
will be
because we need to
counted.
count only one time. No? Yes.
Only once you will be counted. Now, here that is why I'm taking count distinct count of the number of IDs. Why I'm taking distinct count here? You are having total 10,000 rows. Might be one customer ID. Here you are able to see, right? Let me drag it. One customer ID you are getting in more than 2 or 3 times. That means he went to the shop for these many times. But I don't want this considered to be as 4 different persons. That is why I have taken, even though he is coming for these many times, I counted this person as 1. That is why I have taken count distinct of customer ID. Okay, this is one explanation. Again, I have some explanation to be given here. Again, my scenario is same, guys. State-wise number of customers. How you got this, guys? Here, I brought my customer ID dimension and I converted this to measure. And again, this is how you developed and you are bringing it to the columns. These many steps you included, yes or no? In real times, what is that it will happen? When I'm bringing this state, obviously on million rows of data, you are bringing your state. And again, I'm bringing my customer ID. So again, new query has sent. Again, I'm right clicking. Again, all together, I'm changing my from dimension to measure. So these many steps I'm including here to bring this view. Yes or no? Instead, I'm taking out this count distinct of customer ID. Instead, when you are bringing your customer ID, hold your right mouse button. What is that I'm saying? I can't show you here on the screen, but I'm giving you the statement. Hold your right mouse button and drag your customer ID or any dimension like this to the columns. Now see, I'm holding the right mouse button and I'm dropping it. Now see, directly it is asking which sort of aggregation you want to take on this customer ID. You're taking your field. Here you have taken the field here as customer ID. On this customer ID, what is that you want? Which aggregation? Directly whatever the measure, either it is dimension or measure, it will directly offer you the aggregations. What is that aggregation you are looking for here? I am looking for count distinct of customer ID. So here you can understand min of max of count distinct of what is this ATTR? You will understand later this. Okay, now as of now, I'm taking count distinct of order. Is it only for dimensions? No, I'm taking out this. I want to bring sales, right? I'm holding the right mouse button. This time I'm bringing sales, guys. See, directly on sales, which aggregation you want to take. That aggregation it will offer. From that, you can choose it. Okay, how to bring that? Hold your right mouse button, bring that, and directly you will get this aggregation. Is that normal method is a problematic? No, it is not a problematic thing, guys. But just to avoid the steps that I'm showing you this method. That's it. It is not that you can't follow this, but I'm just showing you the feasibility, how you can build this view. Okay. Now, I'm having the next question. The next scenario is about the same, guys.
One question regarding this.
Yes.
Yeah. Shall we count customers using customer name, right? We can.
You want to count?
Yes. By using customer name field.
See here, I'm taking this customer name. Why I am not taking my customer name here? Because on this customer name might be, see, Aaron Bergman is having in one country, in more, see, this discussion is too early, guys. Can we have this discussion later?
Yeah.
Why?
Sure.
Because I have this discussion, but why I'm saying this to postpone for a while means, or else I'll give two statements, guys, with the same name. See, you might be your Naresh, might be in next to your house only Naresh is there, and in the same floor, on the same apartment, in the next floor, another Naresh is there. Like this, in your same apartment, three Nareshs are there. You three are going to the same Kirana shop that is, or the same Pachari shop that is next to your house. Then the question like, how many Naresh has come here means which Naresh he is talking about. Data duplication is there or not. But for you, you are a different person. That other Naresh is a different person. With each Naresh, different Naresh, one new customer ID will be produced. Yes or no? So that might be, it is confusing now here, guys. But how to say this?
Ma'am,
Understood. We can.
here, like, probably the question is like, just like how we have applied the distinct count on the customer ID, which has eliminated all the duplicate values, but still, it had considered state-wise count, right? But here, the names might be repeating in each state. Probably that's not the best way of
That is
getting
not
names.
the best way. Why? Because
Yeah.
might be with the customer names, might be sometimes. So distinct count will be different from this customer ID, from this customer name.
Yeah.
How to give this explanation much better, I'm thinking. Yeah, I'll give you guys, but
Same Naresh will be repeated. The same name will be repeated in
yeah,
the
see here, but
right?
for on this three Naresh, we are having three different customer IDs, right?
Yeah,
So
that's a unique value.
how much count will come on customer ID? 3 count will come. If you count your customer name, how many Naresh will come? 1 Naresh will come.
Yeah.
You are able to understand what I'm saying here?
Yes.
Might be my explanation is not that like if you're unable to understand what I'm saying. But the simple thing, guys, you are Naresh, and the other person who is staying next to your house is Naresh. In the same apartment, the other person is also Naresh, guys. 3 Naresh went to the same shop. You have done 3 transactions. 3 different persons has done 3 transactions. On one Naresh, on you, one customer ID will be produced. On that other Naresh, another customer ID will be produced. On the other person who is staying in the next in the same apartment in the below floor, they will also have one different customer ID. But if I take a count distinct on the customer name, you three will be considered one. Yes or no? What is your name?
Yes.
Your name will be Naresh. But when I consider customer ID, how many customers are coming truly for each of the customer ID? One ID is produced. I'm counting that so that I'm getting the clear count how many customers has done the transaction. Yes or no? Everyone.
Ma'am, we
Yes,
got
ma'am.
it. But in
That's
that
clear.
case, surname will not be considered. All the three Naresh might be having different surname, no?
If that is having, that is best part. But if you are not having, let me show you what is that I'm telling here. If you are yeah, that is what duplication of data will occur in might be, see, there is no such scenario that duplication will occur. Duplication might not occur. Just to avoid that confusion or just to make it clear to the count, we always prefer to count the IDs rather than names.
Yes, we got it, ma'am.
Yeah, it's clear.
Can be duplicated. That is, yes, that is the situation. Yes, that is the situation. Okay, got it right? Yes. Now the next scenario, guys. Try customer-wise number of orders. Guys, today at any given and at any point, we'll complete these scenarios, guys. Even if it takes 5 more minutes, that is fine. Try customer-wise number of orders. But I can take customer name here, customer-wise. But for number of orders, I don't have any such field called number of orders. How many orders each customer has given? To bring that, I don't have any direct measure to count how many number of orders each customer has given. But I'm having order ID for each of the orders.
Your voice is breaking, ma'am.
My voice is breaking.
Yeah.
Guys, any other facing the same
No,
issue?
it's fine. It's fine.
No,
for me.
it's fine.
No,
It's
no,
fine.
it's fine.
Fine.
Can you please rejoin, guys? Please. Okay. Now here, for each of the transaction that we are happening on the orders, one order ID will be produced. Now, if I count the number of orders that I have given, now I'm not taking count distinct. Why? Because I'm the owner of that Pachari shop or Kirana shop, guys. Now I'm counting how many orders I got today. Then the same. In the morning I went, I purchased something. In the afternoon I went. In the evening I went. In the midnight I went. All these are different transactions, right? Different products I purchased or different things I have done. But if he consider only once, if he consider the per person, if he is considering means the other orders, whatever that we placed, they will get missed, right? The number of orders or the number of products. For example, when you have done 4 transactions, he is considering only once means the other remaining 3 product details or 3 order details are missing. Entirely, whatever that he is counting in the form of numbers or in the form of amounts, everything will be missed. In that case, he needs to count each and every transactional value of your order ID. That is where you will take your count. Yes or no?
Yes,
Every
ma'am. That's
order
correct.
that is produced against the business should be counted. It is not that if you want to count distinct, how many distinct orders you got, then you can take count distinct. But in general cases, to know the number of orders that each customer has given, you need to take count of order IDs. Again, how we got this? That the same funda. Hold the right mouse button, bring that and just select the count distinct. Okay. Now this is about this. Now here.
It's not count district, no, madam. It's a count.
Count only I have taken.
Yeah.
CNT. If it is count distinct, CNTD will come. Okay. Now the next scenario, guys. This is also. Now I'm taking the next scenario. Now what? Try building a transparent bar chart with values in the middle of the bar. Okay, just leave about this scenario for a while, guys. Don't look at the scenario, but I'm developing in a normal report. What is this report, guys? How you got this blue color? Did you give any color to this? By default. And one more question. Am I adding anything to the color window? No, I haven't added anything. If I go to the color window without adding anything in the color window, I'm just going to the color window. By default, when it is a bar chart, Tableau is taking that initiative and it is choosing this blue color. You are able to see this square, right? Now I'm able to see this square. Are you able to? So Tableau is choosing this color. Now, what is that I'm looking for? I am looking for a transparent bar chart. What is meant by transparent bar chart? Here I'm getting this white color. I want the bars to be also color, transparent bar chart. Now, instead of this blue color, I am taking it as white color. If I take this as white color, still it is showing the bars, guys. But why am I unable to see? As the background color and as the bars are both taking the same color, you are unable to see. Just to show the bars, I want to show the outlines. That means the borders. Now I am taking the borders as black. Now, are you able to see these transparent bar charts? How you got this? I have taken subcategory. I have taken sales. I went to this color window. I'm changing it to white and I'm taking the borders as black. Any color will be fine. Borders, whatever that color you want, that decision will be yours. Okay, this is how you are getting transparent bar charts. Yes or no? Again, I'm clearing this sheet, guys. Again, the same scenario. Subcategory, I'm having sales. Now I'm taking it to the entire view. Guys, why I'm showing more than 2 or 3 ways means here make you understanding the basic behavior of this tool, guys. Okay, try to understand why, because this will gives you the expertise. What is that you are talking here? This time I'm keeping the same blue color, guys. I'm changing this opacity to 0. Now I'm getting this. Now is it giving me the same? The transparent bar chart? Both ways you can get the transparent bar charts. Okay, that is fine. Now I'm sorting the view. Now what is that they're asking? They want to show the values in the middle of the bar. How to show the values in the middle of the bar? First of all, what are the values? I am bringing subcategory. Please mute. Please, guys. Your video will be disturbed. Now I'm bringing sales to the label. Now again the same. Go to each other. One is coming like this. The space is not enough to show the next bar values. That is why I am taking this. I am just keeping this here, colon, and let me bring it to the center. Okay, here also center. Now I have taken this. Now, when you select this, here the alignment should be coming to the middle of the bar. Then when your data to be aligned to the middle of the bar, just take it to the center here. Alignment, you are able to see this alignment, right? Come to this part and take it to the center. Now are these values are coming to the center? Yes, they are perfectly coming to the center. Now my question is,
Can you please repeat this step once again?
Good, guys. You only
Ma'am, could you please repeat this step once again?
yes, I'll repeat. Someone is on.
पूजा ನೈಟ್ ಪೋಟ ದೋಷ ನೈಟ್ ದೋಷ ಅತ್ತ ನೈಟ್ ದೋಷದಿದ್ದು
Sorry about that. Okay. Now what is our explanation? What is that we are looking here? We are looking here to show the values in the middle of the bar. Do I need to show this one more time? Someone asked me, right?
Yeah, ma'am.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now I'm bringing subcategory and I'm bringing sales. Now here I'm just taking this Now I'm sorting this view and I'm taking this color to white or decrease the opacity to 0 and take the borders as black. Now what? I want the values to be shown in the middle of the bar. Now I'm taking subcategory, I'm taking sales. Why? Again, I'm arranging this data. Why I'm arranging this data here? So here again, I'm arranging these values here in the center. This is not the alignment that we are talking to take on the bar. Here, the alignment is just about the space that we are showing here. I'm not talking about this alignment, guys. I'm talking about which alignment I want to bring these values. If you go to this alignment, I want to bring these values either to the right, already they are in light, already if you take this as center, to take this as left. Here, what is this alignment? This alignment is particular to the bars that you are showing. Now I got the values in the middle of the bar. Now, what is my question here is, already you are getting for each of the bar that you are getting in the view, you are having the names on it. This bar is talking about phones, this bar is talking about chairs. Then again, do you need these headers to show one more time? Obviously, you are showing clearly here. Then do you need these headers of these subcategories here one more time? If you feel you don't need these headers to show one more time, right click on your subcategory and unselect the show header. Only the bars are showing in the view. Even if you don't want to show your axis also, just right click on this axis or right click on this here in the columns and go to the options. Here you are able to see one such option called show header. Unselect this show header. That's it. Only the bar is showing. Yes or no? Okay. Now, display the quarter-wise number of orders and try adding shapes to the view. So what is that they're asking? Here, they are asking us to bring quarter-wise sales or quantity. So that is list border. So here they want to show only quarters. Then here I'm taking the year. How you got these quarters into the view, guys? What is that you have done? You brought your order date and click on this plus so that you will get the quarter like this, right? I'm clearing this sheet, guys. I am bringing this order date. Again, I'm bringing this order date one more time. Again, I'm bringing this order date one more time. Again, I'm bringing this order date one more time. This is another way of getting next level of granularity. Again, I want what? I want quarter. How to get quarter? If you click on this plus or if you drag it one more time, both ways will gives you the quarter. Or else, right click on your order date. Here you are getting your year and next. Again, you are getting year, quarter, month. So what is this and all? Don't look at this any other option, guys. Only just concentrate on this part. I'm just taking this quarter base. This will also gives you the quarter. In how many ways you can bring only this quarter to the view? 3 ways. Directly drag your order date, click on plus, drag order date multiple times or right click on the order date, just select quarter. In any of the way, this will gives you the quarter. Now what? I'm bringing sales. Now what is that they're asking? Let me first take it to the bar. They want, instead of showing this, instead of showing some bar charts or something, some companies wanted to bring some customized image. So if it is quarter 1, they want to show some image. If it is quarter 2, they want to show some image. So if it is region, they want to show some image. If it is subcategory, they want to show some image. If it is state Alabama is having some details, they want to show some images. Then what? How to bring that? By default, we are having this marks card. Under that, we are selecting these options. If you come to these options, one such option is about this shape. If I click on the shape, before clicking on the shape, now this portion is empty as of now. Right? This portion is not having any data or any representation here as of now. Because with the available data or available content, you can develop the report for the bar charts. But here, if I'm changing this to the shape, now this space is occupied by this shape folder, this shapes window. Now, by default, each quarter is taking these halo circles. Each quarter is taking this halo circle. Now, I don't want this halo circle. I want to show it with some other image. Just go click on this shape, and here some readily available shapes are there. Even if you want to choose it from, you can choose it from, or else go to these more shapes and just go to the shapes, and there are different folders. And once that I'm going to this and I'm selecting this and I'm taking this as star. Now what? In the view, you are getting these stars. Tell me one thing. When I'm taking region, when I'm taking sales, if you don't add your region to color, are you getting any color? By default, you are getting one color. The same way, if you want different shapes to be taken here for each of the quarter, then what is that we need to do? We need to, by default, with choosing this shape, you are getting one shape like this. But for each of the quarter, if you want different shapes, what is that we need to do? We need to bring quarter also to the shape. But by default, when you drag your order date, what is that you will get by default? The higher granularity. What is that? Year. So in the year, as you are having 4 quarters, yes or no? For this quarter one, you are having 4 different years. You are able to see, right? Even the shapes are coming for 4 years like this. You are getting, for each year, you are getting one shape here. But as of now, as you want at the quarter level, just convert this directly to the quarter. Now what? Each quarter is getting one shape. Go to the shape window. Now go to this. Either you can click on this assign palette, or else just select the value, just choose the shape like this. Okay, which one is feasible for you? Just do the required. Now again, if you want to show the size variation, bring the sales to the size. Yes, that I am able to see. Now I am bringing sales to the color also. Now from red to blue, it is giving you the color. Yes or no? How many of you understood this? From where these shapes are coming, how to add these customized shapes, that we will see. See, let me show you few things. Here, if you see, for sure, Tableau is not that much mad about cricketers. Definitely, this cricketers folders Tableau might not add, right? So from my end, I have added this. For example, let me take this for quarter one. I'm showing someone's face. But I don't know which face is whose face is what. And I'm taking these shapes. Now, why I'm unable to see the faces here? As you are taking the images, here you already added sales to the color, right? That color is getting overlapped with this. That is why when you add images, don't take sales to the color. Now see, what is that you are getting? Someone's Sachin Tendulkar, Rahul Dravid. So whatever that you want, you just bring that image. And how to add that all these things, we'll see tomorrow or day after tomorrow. Okay? You're clear, right? Now. State-wise total order quantity in the form of simple text table. So what is this scenario? What is that they're asking? Here, till this point, we are always depending on some way we are bringing some views here. But here, I don't want that views to be shown. Just I need a simple text table that is called crosstab in Tableau. So how to get a simple text table here? I am bringing state. Now I'm bringing sales. And here directly you can drop at the place of ABC. Or else. Now I got ABC. Bring your sales, which can give the text, guys. This text label in the text folder under this window shelf, sorry, in the marks card can gives you the text also. Yes or no? This will also gives you. But what if I take sales to this one here? Let me come from the starting. Here I am taking state. As directly by default, this T is automatic, but once you bring your measure to the columns, it will directly convert it to bar. But what is that I'm doing? I'm taking the state intentionally from the list. Instead of keeping it automatic, I'm changing this to text. By force, I'm changing this to text. Even if you bring sales to the columns, it will not gives you bar chart. Why? Because the automatic doesn't convert to bar chart here. Why? Because still you stick it to the text. That is why here you are getting this ABC. Now if I bring sales to the text, now the text is coming like this. You want this in the form of this or in the form of simple text table, that is up to you guys. Again, why? When you bring your measure, always your measure brings your axis based on the value where it is lying on that axis, there the value is coming. So generally a simple text table means we will never take our measure to the columns. Yes or no? Now, build a bar chart with dimension. Now change the tooltip as this dimension is giving the sale or something. What is that they are asking? Let me explain. Here, when I'm taking this subcategory wise sales, here, what is that it is showing? When I'm hovering on that, it is showing me that this bar chart is about chairs and the sale values. Did you add any details such to show this output like this? No, you haven't added anything here. Then how you are getting this? You are getting this as because here you are having one separate window called tooltip. What is this tooltip? Tooltip gives you the details about the bar where you are hovering on this. Now here, if I go to the tooltip, here you are having subcategory and here you are having sales. Now, if you observe your tooltip, on the left-hand side, you are getting the hard-coded message like subcategory, and dynamically the right-hand side values are changing based on where you are hovering. When it is chairs, that bookcases, binders, the right-hand side values are changing accordingly, but left-hand side, that hard-coded value, that means this heading is not changing. Whichever is there in the angular brackets, that is changing. Okay. Now, I don't want this text to be shown, this hard to code. I want it to be something more meaningful. These subcategories, this subcategory is giving a sale of. Now I'm presenting this to Control X. I'm bringing it to this. Now here, both are in this bold. Here, bold is by default selected. Now I'm increasing the font size also, so that for this normal text and the values that I'm showing, I need to show the variation. Now see, when I'm hovering on this binders is giving a sale of this much. This accessories is giving a sale of this much. So this is about a simple basic tooltip, guys. So about tooltips, we need to know much, but that is not this is not the situation when to learn about tooltips. Let us see about that later. Now, design a view to build state-wise minimum order quantity. Color the view using order quantity. How to get minimum order quantity, guys? Now these scenarios are familiar. Once we have completed the basic discussion about something. Now how to get minimum? Minimum order quantity. Equal same sized bars you are getting. So on each subcategory, what is the minimum order quantity that they are having? 1. Build a view to show month-wise profit and color the view using month. Build a view to show quarter-wise profit and color that using quarter. You can do this, guys. Okay. So I am not discussing the next topic today. Let us start our next topic tomorrow, guys. So tomorrow is also very important. So the explanation about all these access and all these things. Let us have that discussion tomorrow. Any doubts till this far? Hello?
Good, ma'am. No questions as of now.
No, ma'am. Everything is fine.
One doubt, madam.
Yes, ma.
Madam, how to proceed to the last day lesson, madam? Videos.
Last day lessons, ma.
Last day lesson videos already available in Tableau Rayapati.
We are talking about all theory videos.
Okay,
Or
madam.
this one. You are talking about week 1 or week 2 and
Week 1, madam.
only week 1.
Okay.
No. I'm asking you. I haven't got you.
Once again display, madam. How to proceed to that videos, madam?
Okay, you're asking how to
Previous
come to
videos.
this page.
Previous videos, madam. Yesterday's videos. Like
Previous
that.
videos, madam.
Yesterday's
Previous
videos.
videos. Okay, let me start and I'm going to this. I'm opening in a window. I'm opening now. I logged in as instructor, right? That is why I can't show you there. Now I'm logging in this page.
Okay,
Now I'm
madam.
logging in as learner. Let me log in to this. Just first, did you register at rayapatianalytics.com?
Yes, madam. Already I have registered and also
Right?
login. And also login,
You
madam.
are able to log in onto this page, right? Now
Okay, madam.
come to your My Courses folder. Here
Okay.
we are having access to more than these many, but here you will have access to
Okay.
this one folder like Tableau free live sessions, July
Okay.
morning batch. You are able to see this?
Yes, madam.
Everybody. Now open this, guys. The previous videos are available as recording, view recording. You are able to see, right? Just select the previous date and you are able to see view recording. When you select the live class that is already happening now, you will get the option as join class. If that is already happened, you will get it as view recording. If it is happening now, you will get it as join class. No need to wait till that link is provided, guys. You can directly log in into courses.rayapatianalytics.com. Come to your page, come to this folder. Come to this folder and start, sorry, not this, and start accessing this, guys. Even if you want to access first 2 weeks videos, this will also, you will have that. Whoever is not having to these folders, guys, what are the folders? I'm saying you guys. First 2 weeks, these first 2 weeks, this Tableau free live sessions. For some of them, if you are getting this BI tools, SQL or not, that is fine, guys. Even if you are not getting SQL also, just contact that number 9121314333. Whoever registered but still unable to get these folders access, please contact that number. Mostly, generally, you will get access to all of this. Okay?
Thank you, madam. Understood.
Okay. Yes. Yeah, that is what. Okay, you got the Google Meet, right? First, did you register at rayapatianalytics.com? First, today, what is that you will do here is that open rayapatianalytics.com. Here, click on login. You will get this sign. Already I logged in, right? That is why I'm not getting. But let me show you. Sign up. You will get sign up. Just click, give your details and log in. Directly, you will get the access to this folder and this first 2 weeks folder and this SQL videos. Okay. Yeah. Any other doubts, guys? If any doubt is there, just we can discuss that. Yeah, that is what practice these guys. before coming to tomorrow's session, if you have, see, why I'm saying that, you need to have this free hand. What is that you are getting when you are dragging this, when you are dropping this, what is that you are getting? That feasibility is there within your mind. Then it is good to work on the advanced topics, guys. As we are in the starting phase, you have plenty of time. So please practice. Just drag and drop, guys. Don't learn anything. Just drag and drop what is that you are getting. If I drop it here, what is that I'm getting? If I drop it here, what is that I'm getting? What is that if I bring it to something to filter? Of course, every topic will be covered. But before coming to that point, just drag it everything, and what is that you are able to see. That is what you need to understand. This basic page gives you so many solutions, guys. So please have that free hand on this working method, working scenarios. Then you are good to work on Tableau, guys.
So actually, when the course actually starts, right, on August 1st, maybe, so that time also you'll show all this, right, from the basic, or is it like this discussion has to be
these
attended?
basics again, these basics will not be discussed.
Okay.
The next topics will be covered.
Okay, when the actual course starts, so
This
it
is
will
actual
be.
course only, guys. See, what is that? Day 1, from Monday onwards, the actual course started. Whether you are enrolling or not, to take the decisions, we are giving this first 1 week.
Okay, okay. Got
Again,
it.
again, these topics will not be repeated for more than once. If we are spending on basics for 2 weeks, means there are so many advanced topics. See, that is what, as these are basics, you are able to sit for 2 hours and you are very much interested, guys. Once that advanced topics will come now, your mind will blow like anything. You will be exhausted after 1.5 hours, for sure. Okay, that is why the Ayan.
So this is my first session. Sorry for that. I attended today only. So, so do we need any like prerequisites are there? Like we need to know some
That is what
DB
I'm
related.
saying.
I mean,
whatever
DB
that
related queries and all those.
that is what I'm saying.
Knowledge should be there.
Okay, you haven't DB related. To which extent you need a SQL? Those videos are available here. You just need to understand SQL. That's it. No PL SQL. You are not a database guy to understand every concept in database, guys. You just need to query
fetch the
your
data. Do we connect to database of the client, or we get the plain data itself from the client? Like always in the real time.
Different scenarios, different contexts. If data is coming from from 2 or 3 data sources, in some cases they will publish that data to the Tableau server. From there onwards, we will download that Tableau data and we will work. The other cases, you yourself will define the joins, cross database joins, you define your relationships. All these things will be handled by you only. That topic hasn't completed, guys. What are all joins? What is that relationships and all that? Why? Because we are at very basics, guys. Why? Because first you need to understand what is this interface. Then let us come to the part of this joins. Here you will perform these joins, but that topic hasn't started. That will come at the last. The last topic that we will discuss in this videos is that joins and relationships. But in real times, you will perform that at the first.
Okay. Okay, because I had this question in mind, because if it's a banking client, right?
That you will understand, guys. But why even here also, how to get the data by connecting to some server, I'll show that also. But as we are this is 3rd day only, right? All of a sudden, if I show all the new things to you, then you will not get habituated to this interface. First, we should get that flexibility with the interface. Then we will understand the concepts.
Okay, sure. So in real time, it will be with the Tableau server only, with the sensitive client, or
no. That is what I'm saying. Different context, guys. Someone will gives you the data. Someone will gives you flat data. Someone will gives you TWBX. Someone will gives you that published data sources. Different contexts.
Okay. Thanks.
Yeah.
One more
sure.
question is that
Yes.
Tableau desktop, it works only on Windows, like operating system, or
No.
it will work on Unix operating system?
No. On that Apple also, you can download your Tableau desktop.
Okay. So even on Linux also, it's accessible, right? This Tableau desktop.
Desktop is, I'm not sure, but server is available. I'm not
Okay.
sure about this desktop.
Okay. So it's always GUI based, or do we have command line also for Tableau?
Command lines comes at the server level, where when you are handling, when you are publishing your content, that is entirely the server part.
Okay.
So when you are publishing as a developer, whatever that you need to know to publish your data, that is all from here. You will directly publish it to the server. That command line
Okay.
script and all these things, it truly a server guy thing.
Okay.
Okay. Here's some
Okay.
comments. Okay. Yeah.
Thanks for the explanation.
Any other doubts, guys? Yes. Guys, see, let us understand how we to how much extent we need server. How much extent we need SQL. For example, here you will not perform a true database guy job here. You are a Tableau developer. What is that you need to access on the database? You need the data. How you will get your data? You will perform your joins. You will understand your tables. And once you got your data, you just developed one report, guys. Even for this also, in some cases, they will have, so what is that? They'll do the testing. At the Tableau end, what is the value you are getting? That value you need to give. The database guy, he will write the query by which you are developing this report. He will give that query to you, and he will access, or he will validate at the server at the database, and he will gives you the value. What is that he is getting? For example, the query will be like, on the same day when it is ship mode, on the same day the sale value will be this much when I performed at the Tableau end. What is that at the database end? In some cases, that query will also be written by that database guy. If not, you need to write this query. What is that it needs to write this query? In this case, you need to have this group by, you need to have this having clause to write the conditions, you need to have where, you need to have some, in some cases, you need to have these subqueries, you need to have these window functions. All these that are related to SQL will be covered and that are available here in these videos. To that extent, that is fine, guys. Subqueries and that window functions. That's it. Other than that, you are not a true database guy to perform all these things. Okay. Yes. Any other doubts? Okay. If not, then I'm ending the session then.
Thanks, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thanks, ma'am.
The recording has stopped.
Okay. Okay, guys. Bye, guys. Bye, guys.
Bye.